we're in our 4th day of preseason training right now, and we are really impressed with our team. We've got 7 seniors, 6 who will see a lot of playing time, if not starting time, and they're a very veteran crew. A lot of them have been playing since their first year here. Our captains, we have 3 senior captains, Katie Brower from Dike New Hartford, all 3 are from the Cedar Valley. And then we've got 2 Cedar Falls players, Jamie Farley in her 2nd year as a captain, and Crystal Graves as a first-year captain. So we really have some great leadership when you look at those kind of numbers at the 4th year level coming into our gym this year. And right now our practices, we've had some very competitive practices, and part of the reason is we're trying to cut down a certain number for flights. We're going to Virginia Wesleyan over Labor Day weekend, and everybody wants to go. So some great competition. If that's a motivator for them to come in and work hard from the start, we'll take it. But we also have both of our setters coming back this year that played last year. Maria Brown is a sophomore from Dyersville Beckman, and then Emma Harmeyer is a senior from Dowling Catholic in Des Moines. So we have very good leadership from them as well. Whether we'll run a 5-1 or a 6-2, we don't know yet. It really does depend on our personnel and how we end up playing out. We could play 6-2 initially and move to a 5-1 or vice versa. We do have some really talented freshmen coming in this year. One of those being a setter from Urbandale, Mallory Urbis. She's a taller setter. We like that a little bit. And she also can attack the ball pretty well. She's about 5'10", playing in the setter's position, so we really like her. Lizzie Blau from Dike New Hartford. Again, we got some local talent coming in, and she's an outside hitter and has won 4 state titles over there at DNH. And then we have another defensive specialist from Minnesota. Her name is Catherine Nasby. And these are 3 players that we can see working themselves into either our lineup or at least into our varsity squad this year. And they may see playing time out in Virginia. We don't know. They're really doing well so far, and we expected that out of them, knowing what they've done in high school and in their club programs. Our schedule, like I said, we're starting out in Virginia. We're fortunate. I know you guys probably saw the preview from the Iowa Conference, and we were picked 3rd. No one likes 3rd. No one likes 2nd. So I think that for our team, evidently they were tweeting about it with each other, I heard. I don't tweet, so I had to hear from others. But they're not real happy about it, and that's okay. That's okay. We did not finish the season as well as we'd like to last year. We ended up tied for 2nd, and the 2 teams that finished either tied with us or ahead of us are ranked ahead of us this year in the preseason poll. And you guys know, if you've been around Iowa Conference volleyball, anything can happen. Last year, nobody picked VV to finish anywhere near the top, and bam, they ended up tied for 2nd. So, and now they're picked 1st this year for the first time probably ever. So you just never know what's going to happen. The nice thing is the teams that are in the top 4 with us, we have all of them at home. We have Co at home, we have BV at home, and we have Central at home. So that's that. We love playing in our gym. We get great fan support in our gym, and that's the environment we want to be in when we play those big games. So for us, hopefully that bodes well for our outcomes for this year. Yeah. What do you guys have for questions?
How difficult will it be to replace a guy like Bree Wilson from last year?
From Bailey Wilson? Bailey Wilson, you can't replace Bailey Wilson. You just can't. On and off the floor, she's an outstanding individual. But we do have 2 seniors that can fill those roles. Katie Brower was our other middle last year, and she'll stay in that position. And then Libby Creary from what used to be North Fayette is 6'3", and she plays a big, mean middle as well. So she's not the same agility as Bailey, but she's a bigger presence. And so she, and then also Crystal Graves, may flip-flop between middle hitter and right side, because both of them put up a pretty good block. So we have some ability to make those kind of transitions, switching up with positions.
Kind of having Jamie back and your 2 setters back, how much does that stabilize things for your team?
It is significant, and Jamie really proved herself to be a solid libero last year. She is a competitor. I mean, I don't know where she gets it, but she's a fantastic competitor, and we love having her on the court all 6 rotations. And she does a great job in that back row, either guiding the younger players or just continuing to produce consistently like she does. And both the setters, I think they're a little bit more comfortable in maybe the 6-2 like we ran at the end of the last year. Both of them had run 5-1s prior to that. So I think that makes a difference as well, just in their comfort level and knowing what their roles may be.
Looks like you have a lot of talent at setter. What happens if Urbis starts flirting with that starting lineup? Are you going to move girls to other positions because of the talent and experience they bring?
That's a great question, and we'll cross that path when we get to it. We do have, again, we have flexibility in our athletes. Maria Brown is she probably is our best defender in the right back. So whether she's setting or not, we're going to try and find probably a spot for her on the court. Mallory still has some development. She's just a young athlete right now, but she's really catching on quickly. So if we're able to get that taller setter in the front row, that makes a difference for us as well. So like I said, we'll kind of deal with that when we get to that situation. But I think our athletes, it's tough as an athlete. If you're a senior and all of a sudden someone's knocking on your door and trying to push you out, either you're going to get more competitive or you're going to have to understand the team is the most important thing. And that's one thing about our team, and it's not easy, but they have a maturity about them that say, okay, I still want to win a title. I still want to go win a championship, and I want to win this conference championship. And so sometimes they will step out for that day, and they're going to come back the next day and try and take it back. So good competition.
Kind of stemming on Matt's question there, how quick would you be to pull the hook on one of your up-and-coming players, especially if you're talking about?
To allow them on the floor, you mean? With a tournament like we're starting out with, in teams we don't probably see too often or ever before, we won't probably hesitate. If we know there's opportunities to get them on the court, that's a great time to get them experience before we hit the conference circuit. So for us, if we can do that, we'll probably put them out there. And again, it may be just for a couple points. It may be, hey, we just need this person to get out there and get the pass done. And like I said, Catherine Nasby is a phenomenal player in the back row. And sometimes that's an easier switch than throwing in a setter, is getting a back row player in there. Because it's not as dramatic when you come running the offense and that sort of thing. So we'll probably get them in there at least in that first weekend.
Is this one of the more athletic teams you've had in recent memory?
Overall, yes. Yes. I would say another athletic class that I had was the very first year I was here, and I was given that team. I didn't bring that team in. So we've had great athletes come through, but overall across the board, definitely. And they played like that the other night. We allowed the upperclassmen, the returners, the seniors primarily with some juniors, to go against the younger ones, basically the second side, and they crushed them. And they just were having fun playing together and competing, and if they can continue that throughout the season, I think we'll be very competitive in any tournament or any conference game.
Do you see yourself running the 6-2 again, or are you going the 5-1?
We have the personnel on the right side to do that. So, that your right side hitters also play into that factor. And so if we have the right side hitters, we can. We've got some injuries on the right side players. We actually had a freshman come in from Indianola, and she came down on someone else's foot in the second practice, and that thing ballooned up like a baseball. But she was a surprise to us. Her name is Christina Chiano from Indianola. And so if we can get her back, she's actually pretty good. And she might be flirting with some time in there as well, and that's another first year. So, again, it's personnel dictated and kind of who's producing and how we can run that. Thankfully, again, our athletes are pretty versatile with it because they've gone back and forth with it last year. So 5-1 to a 6-2, we can switch it up pretty easily.